Why did wolves choose to befriend humans instead of becoming their prey? 15,000 years ago, in the middle of an icy forest, a wolf did something no other wolf in its pack would dare to do. It didn't growl. It didn't run away. It walked toward the glow of a human campfire. That seemingly insane decision changed the entire course of human history. And today, the descendants of that wolf are sleeping right on your bed. Let's travel back to the Ice Age, somewhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years ago. At that time, humans were still small groups of hunter-gatherers, struggling to survive each brutal winter. And the gray wolf, the ancestor of every dog breed alive today, was one of the most fearsome predators roaming the frozen steppes. In theory, these two species were rivals. They hunted the same prey: deer, reindeer, wild horses. One had claws and speed, the other had tools and intelligence. So what turned these two bitter enemies into the closest companions in the history of evolution? Archaeologists have debated this question for more than a century. And the answer, it turns out, is far more complicated than anyone imagined. In 1914, in a cave at Goyet, Belgium, archaeologists discovered a strange skull. It looked like a wolf's, but with a smaller brain case and a shorter snout. Its age? Roughly 31,700 years old. This may be one of the oldest dogs ever found, far older than anyone had expected. So old that many scientists questioned whether humans of that era were even capable of domesticating animals yet. Then, in 2008, in Siberia, another discovery complicated the story even further. A similar skull, dated to 33,000 years old, that left no genetic descendants among modern dog breeds. This revealed a surprising truth. Humans may have attempted to domesticate wolves multiple times in multiple places, but it didn't always succeed. Here's the most fascinating part, and the most controversial. For decades, people believed that humans actively captured wolf pups and raised them to be tame. But modern scientists have proposed a completely different theory, known as self-domestication. This theory suggests that wolves chose humans, not the other way around. Picture a wolf pack living near a human camp. Within that pack, there were always some individuals bolder and less fearful than others. These wolves dared to come closer to scavenge leftover bones and scraps of food, an easier source of nutrition than hunting on their own. These bolder wolves survived better and reproduced more. Over thousands of years, the trait of being less afraid of humans was passed down from generation to generation. And here's the strangest part. Geneticists discovered that the genes responsible for friendliness and reduced fear were directly linked to physical changes. Floppy ears, curled tails, white patches of fur, shorter snouts. In other words, when natural selection favored friendliness, physical appearance changed right along with it. And that's exactly why dogs today look so different from their wolf ancestors. To test this theory, Russian geneticist Dmitry Belyaev conducted an experiment that lasted more than 60 years, beginning in 1959, not on wolves, but on Siberian silver foxes. He selectively bred only the foxes that showed the least fear of humans in each generation. He made no attempt to alter their appearance. The results stunned the scientific world. After just about 10 generations, these foxes began wagging their tails, licking human hands, and developing floppy ears and white patches on their foreheads, virtually identical to traits seen in domestic dogs. This experiment proved something crucial. You don't need to select for appearance to create a pet. Simply selecting for friendliness is enough. Everything else follows automatically. But here's what makes this story truly remarkable. This was never a one-way relationship. As wolves grew friendlier, humans gained enormous benefits too. These semi-domesticated wolves helped detect approaching predators, assisted in hunting, and even provided warmth on freezing winter nights. In other words, this was an evolutionary partnership, both species evolving together to better suit one another. Scientists call this one of the clearest examples of coevolution between humans and animals in Earth's history. and it took tens of thousands of years for this mutually beneficial relationship to produce the dogs we know today. Not a single breed, but more than 340 different breeds, from the tiny Chihuahua to the massive Alaskan Malamute. The next time you see your dog wagging its tail with joy when you walk through the door, remember this: that behavior is the result of an evolutionary journey spanning more than 15,000 years, beginning with one bold wolf that dared to step out of the darkness and toward the glow of human fire. Your dog isn't just a pet. It's living proof of one of the longest and most successful relationships between two species in the history of evolution. So, what do you think? Did wolves choose humans, or did humans choose wolves? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. And if you want to discover more fascinating stories of animal domestication throughout human history, like how cats may have domesticated themselves, or how wild horses from Central Asia became the decisive weapon of ancient empires, hit subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching all the way through. See you in the next one!